What in the World East Edition is back with a surprise episode, fresh off a separate recording that we did a few days ago. Kind of not a rebuttal to the OGs out in Seattle, but we wanted to talk some Whirlyball. We got special guests today. We got all the Nationals talk you could ever want coming up right here on What in the World East Edition. So sit back, relax, cop a squat and your favorite beverage, and let's get it. More Whirlyball talk coming right now. That was the remix. Welcome in to What in the World East Edition. I am the host, Sully Ali Shaheed, and joined as always by my fellow cohort, A Division's own Chili Ola. And tonight, to do a special breakdown episode of the C Division, Texas's own John Buckets Hansen. John, what's going on, baby?
Hello. Thank you for having me to bring my in-depth, near perpetual residency knowledge of the C Division, the People's Division. And I'm delighted to be here with you guys. I wish we were here under happier circumstances. I feel like Sully, you and I were viciously slandered earlier this week, and
viciously.
We don't need to start with that ugliness. Let's just visit for a little bit, if that's okay, before we rip the wound open. And then we have a lot of fun stuff planned. And I know you have other guests who will take you division by division. You don't need to spoil any of that now. Save it at the end. Tease it for the good people for what comes next. Also, I don't want you putting out better guests than me, because then people are just going to be like, oh, just wait for the next one. But I'm excited. I'm delighted. I'm happy to be here. Let's talk C Division. Let's talk scandals. Let's talk whatever, man. Thank you very much for having me as your guest.
Yeah, man. You know, I don't have the, like I said in the last podcast, I don't have the controversy button. I don't have round of applauses. I got LA Knight and a smooth intro, and that's about it. So,
yeah, I was going to say, it's No Country Traveler, but that's a hell of a theme song. We should have coordinated which way we were going to bob our heads. I think it's, white guys at the club, just like, yeah.
No, we're not that organized on this show.
Yes, organization is not a key factor in What in the World East Edition, which, of course, I've been called out multiple times because in Ohio, we're actually Midwest, but because we're the furthest podcast of the Eastern states that's going right now, we're still going to be called the East Edition, the real edition of What in the World.
So. I think if that's the biggest grievance people have with your podcast, you're ahead of the West Coast right now.
I would think so. Hey, chill, man. What's going on, baby? You ready to sit along for the ride on this C Division breakdown?
I'm ready to, just kind of interject my opinion into a division I don't play in. Means I could talk all the shit about a bunch of people that I don't have to play against. I actually have a 2-division buffer, so I could talk shit about these people for a long time before I see them. Wow. Oh, and I mean, if they play for Seattle, that's even a longer time because they didn't allow these people to play.
The Velvet Rope is not going to open for these C Division players in Seattle to the A Division for a while.
Yeah, no. I ain't going to see them for a while.
Well, I mean, the opportunity still remains, however, because if we didn't highlight it on the last episode, but I do believe we did. Whirlyball is a growing, budding sport now. 40 teams will represent their respective cities at Nationals in Novi, Michigan. A record-breaking feat. We are going to hopefully, potentially start on Tuesday this year. So, I mean, get some of those seeding games out of the way. So, a lot of Whirlyball to be played. Just like I mentioned, we're going to do the C Division breakdown tonight. And then, no spoilers. I'll keep the guests towards the end for the B and A division breakdown. Chili obviously will have some more insight on A, the division that he's going to play in this year. And yeah, man, we're gonna get rolling. Before we do, some news and notes. Of course, the payment method has been announced for paying your entry fee for Whirlyball, and none of us agree with it. So, Clint, get on your shit because none of us are going to be sharing our credit card information over the phone with Doug Just like we mentioned off air, we don't want him creating more OnlyFans accounts and whatever anime hentai bullshit that he's into. So if you could man up and provide us with a payment link where we can securely pass along our credit card information, we'll do that. If not, then 99% of us will be showing up at the center with fistfuls of cash. So just putting it out there, just an idea. You don't have to do it, but we don't have to pay. Because again, I'm not comfortable sharing my internet or my my credit card information over the phone. So there's secure ways to do this. Ask Seattle. They've done it. Other centers have done it. I'm not calling the center. That's what it boils down to. So
I would trust whatever third world Russian hacker, North Korean botnet system we could find on the cheap more than I would just giving it to some random desk attendant at the Michigan facility. I didn't even know this was a thing until you told me tonight. I thought you were joking. But I mean, look, I'm going to pay to be there. I will. I would sooner wrap cash in tinfoil and send it in the mail than give my credit card number over the phone. But we'll do what we have to do. The money will come.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I'd rather stuff it in an envelope and send it via carrier pigeon.
No.
I'd rather help out the Nigerian prince who's rich but needs my help.
Could pay off. Could pay off. You never know. Somebody's going to get rich when they finally find the right Nigerian prince, and it could be you.
Could pay off. We'll call Michigan. If we call Michigan and they want their payment in Target gift cards, probably the same.
That is actually a more secure way to send a payment for Whirlyball.
So, real quick digression. I had a lady that I called because she got scammed because I do part-time 911 work now that my kids are in school. She got taken Bitcoin and gold bars, $258,000. She had a pallet of gold bars in front of her house for the IRS to come and pick up and did not realize she was getting scammed, this poor woman.
Bruh.
Like, $250,000 in Bitcoin and gold bars. Can you imagine? It's some Scrooge McDuck shit, and she just left it on her front porch.
Could you imagine? Wild. Could you imagine walking by her house and just be like, "Is that fucking gold?
Is that a pile of gold bars?
That's fucking. Is there a fucking rainbow and a leprechaun? What the fuck is going on?"
That's pretty epic, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Like, to even possess the amount of gold bars to just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave this on my front porch. Like, yeah, okay. Well, here we are.
Sorry to derail your shit. Let's move back on topic. I'm sorry.
I think that's freaking awesome. Again, a lot of things brewing with Whirlyball. Like I said, the game has grown so much, and we have centers coming up with fancier team names every year, different styled shirts every year. I mean, we do jersey exchanges now. You can order the different shirts from different centers. I mean, all we're waiting on is this ESPN deal, and then we're off to the races. So,
since you mentioned the jerseys, because first of all, I take issue with the fact that the last time you guys did a show, you inquired as to whether I was too nice to be here. And I would like to remind you that I know you fashion yourselves as the truth spitters and the hard hitters. Have any of you called Zach Joyner a serial killer? Have any of you had Kyle Phillips travel halfway across the state so you can look him in the face and tell the world that you think he's a rapist? Like, I don't think you remember how the world found out who I was. It wasn't from finishing in third place in the C division every year. It was because I was a hater. I can get down and dirty with you fellas. Just wait. We're going to have a good time. But on that note, I wanted to ask, because you mentioned the jerseys.
Yep.
Seattle started it. Chicago is infected with it now. What is with the trend where these like shiny, over-designed, like, why does everybody look like a background extra in Idiocracy with their team jerseys now? What happened to like a clean, basic t-shirt? I know I sound like an old man, but your shirts are ugly and I don't like you people. There you go.
Well, back in my day.
Exactly. Where are your suspenders, you goddamn whippersnaps?
This was like the standard Whirlyball Cleveland shirt right here. It just had the logo, Cleveland.
Bro, yeah. We didn't even have a team name. We were just Cleveland C.
Yeah. For the longest time. I mean, I brought that back last year. So, I mean, but that was a homage to,
Correct.
to the old Cleveland teams, Cleveland C,
Yeah.
Cleveland B, and that was it,
Yeah.
man. So,
That was
but
it.
yeah, I mean, I agree. There's been a, I don't want to say a major upgrade in the Jersey game, but my God, they are just getting more and more over the top. Like we're gonna get to the point where we put like what are those things called where you can just like put on the cars and then they're just going to be like individualized cars too. You know what I'm
Oh, like
saying?
wraps? You want to get the wraps on there?
Raps. That's the
What
word I'm
you
looking
wanna
for.
like, it's like I got two little girls, and eventually the notebook runs out of space for stickers on top of stickers, and you got to find somewhere else to put them. So I think with all the design elements on these shiny ass wicking whatever satiny shirts that people are picking out these days, at some point all your design elements have to move to the car. We'll have some sort of like drape or like a shawl you can put across the hood of the car, so you
That's
can.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
obviously.
saying.
Maybe the back of
Really,
the seat. Maybe the back of the seat. Put a
yeah,
nice
I
little
feel
logo.
like that's where it's going to start.
Yeah.
Like a cape. Like a cape
Like
for
a
your car. That's not a bad idea.
Chili, you're a wrestling fan. Remember RVD's like designer for his clothes?
Yeah, the singlets. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. Who is going to be the first team to come out in singlets?
The Chicago guys already played in rompers in 2022. You remember that? Brett and his guys, Brett and Mike and those fellas. And those rompers were not sized right. Like, those were Alex Peckian cuts on those legs because they bought them for, like, the Chinese male's average size. And Mike Langenfeld in particular, he's taller than the average Chinese fellow. And so, yeah, they rode up pretty hard. So, but hey, whatever. You want to look good instead of feel good, that's their business. I certainly remember the outfit.
If you got it, flaunt it. I don't got it.
And what does that say if your cat romper is a better style for your team outlook, for your team look, than the AI vomit satin shirt? I don't understand. What are you people doing, you kids?
I mean,
where's your collars on your shirts, you animals? Anyway, go ahead.
They're getting to the point where, right? I mean, they're getting a little more like louder than like softball jerseys. Like softball jerseys are more basic than what we got out there, and that's saying something.
Just let the people have some fun, okay? I know Jarrett from our center, he orders like $500 worth of other center shirts like every year. So
it's so much.
It's a lot of Whirlyball shirts, dude. There's a lot of shirts, man.
Hey man,
but my most prized possession is in my closet right now and will be framed when I move, is the signed Raphael Sneaky Bastard jersey from the eventually repeating A division champion Raphael. Okay, so at least we're doing cool stuff like that, a couple jersey exchanges, maybe some autographs, some signatures. I think it's a cool part of the game, so I'm enjoying it.
You're gonna get that jersey graded? Want to get it graded?
You think it's bootleg? You think Raphael gave him a bootleg jersey of his own? Like, he didn't want to give him the real one? He's saving that for the Whirlyball Hall of Fame?
Is back. All right. I know it is authentic. All right. So I saw it happen. It's going to be a great time. But yeah, like I said, looking forward to seeing everybody. Again, we got more shows coming up. We got predictions for the C divisions coming right up soon after a rebuttal and comments and thoughts, of course, to the Seattle podcast, which obviously they do a fantastic job with everything. I think they're very entertaining and lovely to listen to. I love their insight about everything. However, there was some shade being thrown, which I accept. I love. I embrace it. I warrant it. And I think we should talk about it a little bit. So, Buckets, what were your initial thoughts on the boys out west?
First of all, I want to say respect to Steve Vogt for having the courage to formulate his own opinion and speak not just his truth, but the truth. My thinking is this. Look, I don't blame the other guys for following along when Noah said what he said. All right? Because they're in the thrall of a madman, possibly violent. Of course, they're going to nod and go along with what he said. But the fact of the matter is this. And, Again, great podcast, but I believe roughly the 1 hour, 4 minute, 45-second mark, some comments were made that I'm not talking about myself. I was offended for you, Sully, and I would hope that you felt the same on my behalf. But Noah Aaron, we know what Noah Aaron is. He is what he has always been. He's a shock jock, okay? He's an outrage merchant. He's a rabble rouser. He's an agitator. He's an irritator, an instigator. He will say and do whatever it takes to get the people riled up because he feeds off the chaos and he doesn't give a damn about the pain he causes or the people who are hurt that he leaves in his wake. And the delusional ramblings of his troubled mind led him, I'm assuming for trolling purposes, I hope so, because I worry for the man's mental health. He picked a Michigan-Seattle final, which half of that is acceptable. But how on earth, Sully, do you look at that landscape and leave both of us out? Again, I'm not worried about myself because, I have a reputation and I know what it is. Obviously, he was going to take me out of the running right away. But you, sir, the voice of East Coast Whirlyball, my running partner in perpetual imprisonment in the C Division, I thought that one of us might finally be on the cusp. But Noah, look, and the other thing I want to say is this. There's been discussion in the recent months, the Stephen Noah debate. Who's the bigger catch? And I'll tell you right now, that shit is settled. It's Steve. Because there's nothing attractive about delusional and disordered thinking. Or possibly early onset dementia. And I'm not trying to be funny. The people in Seattle, if they love this man, who has been a good friend to us for many years, should get him the help that he might need. That's all I'm saying. Michigan and Seattle. Stop your nonsense, you maniac. Anyway, Sully, your thoughts.
I mean, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the episode and all their breakdowns and everything. I just think that, and rightfully so, they should boast about their own center, right? I mean, they play with these guys and girls all the time. They know what they're capable of, and as Chili and I mentioned off air, their B teams are solid, their A teams are full of legends and Hall of Famers. But again, to our point on the last podcast, what these are inexperienced, for the most part, players in that division that have to deal with cars that they've either never driven or will have limited experience with. So having an early onset advantage for guys that are used to cars like that, again, Texas, Cleveland, Michigan themselves, it puts us at an advantage naturally against those said teams. So it's just like, yeah, numbers wise, they have a lot of teams, but as Chili mentioned on the last podcast, are you spreading your talent thin? Right. So instead of making like, okay, here's 3 solid teams, and then maybe some of you aren't ready for C, or we take the best of these 4 and make another B team. Could you do that? Or it just seems like they might be spread thin. So I think that you guys and us in Cleveland, we're curated to the point where we have the team structure that works well together. It's a mix of experience, Hall of Famers, award winners, things like that. And just and again, shout out to Steve, because he did say that my team should be in the running. However,
you and me, because that's a smart fucking man.
Because he's a smart man, but everyone else kind of sucking the Seattle teat a little bit, and I'm not a fan. So, but again, we're gonna get into the breakdown and see why we are justified in predicting ourselves for getting to the C final.
Chili, how did you take it as a man? As an impartial third-party witness to the slander perpetrated against our teams, how did you interpret what Noah had to say?
I mean, it's a little crazy. Again, man, like I said, when you have 4 teams, you could probably make one amazing C team out of 20 people, right? But like, man, when you got 4, that's just, again, I think you're spreading your talent too thin. With that being said, I get more mad because they don't pick a fucking team. I just picked Seattle.
Seattle.
Well, which one?
That's a third of the division, you coward. Pick a name.
Yeah, pick a fucking team. All right.
That's a good
You're
point.
again.
I didn't think about that aspect of it. They just said center. As
Yeah.
in, except Steve, like I said, he
So
mentioned our Cleveland team specifically and Hanson's team. So that makes
I
sense. But the rest
I
of the
want
cowards,
to
Seattle.
I
Like,
want to say one of them picked Dustin Bonk's team.
That's not a
I
bad
don't
pick.
know who. I
Dark
don't know
horse.
who. That wouldn't be the Seattle team I pick, and we can get into that later. But um, yeah, just pick a team, man. Who cares? You upset some of these C players. You're going to replace them all within the next 2 years anyway. All right, it doesn't fucking matter up there. You're a factory. It's a revolving door of people. So fuck it, man. Pick a team. That's what we're here for.
So
stay
yeah,
out business.
ordinary. So one of the things I like about the fact that you guys have your show and we've got our, whatever jackassery brigade every Sunday here in Texas. You guys have your thing, and there's an energy to it. It's like a barbershop type thing, or like the sports bar where everybody's just a little too invested in the team they're there to root for. And Seattle's got their thing too, and it's great. Like it's more like watching a game at an Elks Lodge. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in the door and you're a part of it, you're already in the club, and everybody's kind of welcome. But then to turn it into this cavalcade of nonsense that we had to listen to in their C division predictions was just what an inversion of a proud reputation that Steve and Mark cultivated for years until they opened the door to Noah, and then whatever's become of him, mentally, psychologically, whatever's going on. I'd like to take this opportunity to mention that Noah's going to be our very special guest on Sunday for our show, and this should release before that. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Is he going to remember? Is he going to remember that he's a guest?
I don't know. We might need to bring in a very special guest, to psychoanalyze while this is all going on. Like, I truly am worried for the man. Am I upset? Yes. Again, not on my behalf. I'm not that arrogant or full of myself. I feel bad for Sully and the good people of Cleveland C1. But I also worry for Noah. I want the best for him, and whatever he's doing with himself right now is obviously not leading down the right path. Anyway, yeah.
Noah, I love you. And commentating with you is probably one of my favorite parts of Nationals. But get it together, bro.
Yeah.
Only because I care. I want you to get it together. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, to your point, yeah, just don't be a coward. Pick a team. We're gonna put our own names. And the funny thing about it, I thought about doing it today at work, but I was busy with a open house that I have to do tomorrow. But we can do it now, actually, if you want. Would you like to place odds on the teams?
So hang on, before we do that, because one of the things, in addition to Dan Serlin's Kangaroo Court, we were talking about trying to do a Calcutta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We were trying to do a Calcutta, especially since we're going to be there Tuesday before things really get swinging, and most of the people will be there that night, even if they're not playing. Like, it's the first time where, like, half the time it seems like we start on a Wednesday, and there's 20% of the people don't even show up until lunchtime on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? It's like we might actually be able to make this happen this year. So I guess my question to you is, do you want to save that for a very special gambling episode without me, or do you want to kind of keep that assessment in your own pocket? See if maybe you can squeeze a little cash out of this
I think we should do it. Set some preliminary odds for tonight because Chili and I are gamblers. We do have another sports show that is focused strictly around gambling. So setting odds on teams should be pretty straightforward, unless other people have different opinions about who the higher odds and lower odds should be. So I'm down to spread it out tonight, and I can create an entire sports book. Of this. Like Chat GPT is a thing.
Let's do our whole run through, right? Let's do our run through. Let's do our top 10s here. Let's do our breakdown of the teams, talk through them, and then like who we think is kind of in the mix and who's here to learn and develop. And then at the end, we can put percentages on it. Once we've all kind of had a chance to commiserate and articulate our thinking before we put percentages and spoil everything we're about to say next. Does that sound good?
I like that. Chili, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Chili's just going to throw random numbers out there. He doesn't give a shit. This is C.
They're not random. They're not random, okay? Chili and I do this, okay?
I know. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to make book for this division. I believe Chili casually pays attention out of one eye while drinking when C games are going on, unless it's his dad or you playing. That's my observation. Tell me I'm wrong, Chili.
No, I do watch the other teams. So last year we had 2C teams. This year we have 3. So I will be watching all 3 of them. So
Yeah, but Chili, who you coaching?
the team that's gonna win.
Damn right.
But then
Damn
again,
right.
I mean, Snowy knows how I coach, so I don't know if that's like Spygate or what kind of things
Oh,
he's got going
oh,
on. But
good point. Good point.
we'll see.
Well,
Whatever I'm
listen,
telling you guys, do the opposite.
we're already getting you used to the feeling of coaching a winning team as your team took down the national division leagues this past year. So I'm just saying,
Yeah,
already got
yeah,
the
it does get a little bit of an asterisk because Anthony and I had to bow our team out. Although our team against your guys' team in the finals would have been pretty cool.
it
But
would
I
have
don't
been
know,
fun.
man. Hey, man, shout out to PJ. With the way PJ's been shooting, I think me and Anthony would have been okay.
PJ has been lighting up a net lately, huh? Like, he's been
man,
doing well. He's been doing well.
man, you think these 2 national A players are going to beat you in leagues? Nah, give it to the D player.
Give it to freaking PJ. Like, what the fuck, dude? Fair enough.
Shout
Fair
out.
enough.
Yeah. Totally.
Strick aside, we still gave you a taste of victory, and we're gonna do it again. Hopefully, in about what's the countdown down to? Chill, 39
Well,
days.
let me check my free app. You can get these on any app store. I my new teammate Justin DeWitt got me hip to the calendar app. I feel like since I'm like getting old, I need the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We are
life revolves around a fucking calendar, bro.
yeah, and you got kids. I don't. I don't have those kind of responsibilities. 41
Exactly.
days. 41 days.
41 days. Here we go. Here we go.
41.
Mr. Hanson, do you have the list of teams
I
in
do.
front of you?
And I went around and I got every single team name today. All the ones that
Excellent.
we're missing, we've got everything. Okay.
Awesome.
So
Excellent.
why don't we throw them out there and then we can talk about them one at a time? Okay. Geographically, where would you like to begin?
Geographically, let's start off with a center with the least representation.
Okay.
Let's go least
So that'd be Texas, Minnesota, or Michigan. Why don't I start with my team then? All right. I'll introduce
Let's do it.
ourselves first. All right. So my team is the same team that we brought in 2023 to Cleveland. We're very excited to be reunited. It is First Weld Problems again. Austin Kyles, Daniel Bostic, Kyle Needham, Randy Booth, who is Whirlyball Jesus' older brother, for anybody who remembers Patrick but doesn't know exactly who Randy is. And then you got me. So we played together in 2023. We had 2 guys in a new position they'd never played before, and 2 guys who were moved up from the first time from D, and were playing C, their debut there. And we finished 3rd. And we've had parts of that team together the last 2 years, but we're all back together again, which is part of why I'm so positive and enthusiastic about it. And I feel good about us. Sully, I know you remember us from Cleveland because, and I don't mean to rip open a wound, but we knocked you out of that tournament. I got our history, actually. I went and I looked up, like, every time you and I have played each other at Nationals. Would you care to guess? Do you want to guess what the average margin of victory is in the games between you and me across 9 games?
It's got to be 2.
It's 1.2 points. We have played 9 games. My team has scored 154 points. Yours has scored 143. Like, most of these games we play, we win or lose by 2 points. All the games that I win, mostly, we grind that shit out at the end and win by like 2 or 3 points. There's really only like 2 games that have been more than 3 or 4 points. And one was one that you won by 9, and one was one that I won by 7. We've never even been double digits apart in any point in any level. When we played each other in the elimination game in Cleveland, I think it went to double overtime, and it was like a 3-point game. So we've met on the field of battle many times, and by God, it's time for one of us to get the hell out of this division. And I hope it's me so that I can welcome you next year. But I'm sure you feel the same way as far as what should happen to the B division. So, but that's my team. That's Texas First Weld Problems, and that's us. How familiar are you guys with my guys? Any thoughts or impressions? So you've played against all those guys at least once or twice apiece. Who's the weak spot? Who are you going to hate on? Tell me who's for shit on my team. Because I feel like I'm probably the weak link because I'm one-dimensional. So you
Hey,
tell
listen,
me.
I don't have any opinions one way or another, only because we play these games so tight.
Yeah.
It's always a grind. It's always, one ill-fated turnover or one missed bunny by Pops or whatever the case is.
Or the year
But yeah,
my
man.
guy, when we were trying to kill the clock, he took a shot with 12 seconds left and gave you a chance to win the game when we should have been killing the damn clock. Lucky we didn't lose that one. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, as far as versatility, well-roundedness, minus, like you said, you're stuck in one spot, but at the same time, still needs to be respected in rotations and everything. So I mean, I think it's a well-rounded team. I think it's balanced. And I think you guys are head and shoulders above with the communication department. So I think that's where a lot of teams falter and can break down when they're not talking, when they're not out on the court, seeing what the other players are seeing and following directions. Once you play that helter skelter game of Whirlyball, man, you can be down by a lot real quick. So I have no grief nor beef with anybody on that squad. So I think it's well rounded and obviously top 3 consideration. Chili, how you feeling?
I mean, it's a great team. I think it's going to be easily probably top 2, top 3 teams in the division, I would think. Um, again, I know mostly everybody on the team. I think other than Buckets and probably Daniel. I've played against Daniel a couple times in open play or invite stuff, and he's great. So he's got a great shot, good floater, but also will do what the team wants him to do. So couple of the other guys I've seen play, they're good. I think they can tend to be a little bit wild, so this got to calm down, get within the game. So no, man, it's a really good team. There's a lot of reason why a lot of people are putting them ahead of the curve. Minus Noah apparently, but we know he needs help. So
Yeah, we've been through that. The poor man.
yeah, so no harm, no foul there. It's okay. So maybe we'll get him into a home soon. So no, it's a good team. I mean, Snowy did put a lot of pressure
He
on
did.
this team. He did pull out the old tray here, and
No, he did not do it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
well,
That did not happen.
listen.
Okay.
So in a sense, if you don't win, Snowy disowns the 5 of you. Or
I mean,
Snowy is like gonna end his life. He'll be on suicide watch.
Snowy has had so many concussions that if we just stand on either side of him and tap his shoulders in rapid succession so he whips his head around, he's going to forget anything that happened in the last 3 months. So it'll be fine. Don't worry about us. We're going to work our way through this.
I mean, there is a lot of added pressure from
there's
your
no
coach.
Okay, I know what you're trying to do. But honestly, no bullshit. This is not a Trey situation. There's no team. I feel like the top 3 teams here are so competitive and so solid that like nobody's going undefeated this year. If somebody goes undefeated this year in seeding against this lineup, like the teams that are in this pool, print 2 fucking banners and take whoever goes undefeated and put them in the B tournament as the 8th seed because they fucking deserve it. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't see anybody going undefeated because I think there are many good teams here. I think there are several that are championship worthy. And I feel like we match up against each other in like a rock, paper, scissors type of way where I just don't see anybody running the table. Sully, do you disagree?
Oh, ain't nobody going undefeated. You can fucking forget that. you can forget that. So I'm here for it. So what we got 11 teams, right?
We got 13. So we're
13.
gonna have to move faster.
All right, so hit me up. Give me Minnesota.
Right. Let's do Minnesota. Minnesota is the Whirly Blue Balls. And that is old Brady Kalhammer, Sidney Robinson, who's played with him on the Thunder Wolves a couple of times, Eric Distad, who used to play with the Whirlysers. That's Luke's brother. Missed last year. I think he had a wedding he was going to, and that's why he wasn't there. I don't know what it was. Not my business. I don't keep up with
it sounds like a piss poor excuse. People get married and divorced all the time.
It's like I say on our podcast every single time. You can always make more family. Nationals comes once a year. You know what I mean? You got to have your priorities straight. Dan Colbert, also a regular presence with Brady's guys on the Thunder Wolves when they played together for a number of years. And then you've got a newcomer, Lyndon Ewing, who is skipping the D division. They learned all the wrong lessons from Tyler Geisler last year, and they're bringing him straight in. And I think he's a little over 6 feet tall, Brady said, and they're going to put him back at the goalie position. And so that's the lineup, which I think, like I said before, that I think there's 3 teams in a top tier here that are the favorites. I think Brady's team here is one of 2 that is like maybe a level below that, but very much a dark horse and very much in the mix. Because, and I don't mean any disrespect to Brady's teammates that he's had in the past years, but it felt like anything that was going to get done on that team, Brady was going to have to be the guy to make it happen for him. The other guys are very capable, but like who's going to get you the bucket? Who's going to get in there and blow up the offense? Who's going to get in there and block the shot? Brady's got to be everywhere at all times. And I feel like he's got a really good running mate with Eric. You know what I mean? I think that's a
Eric's
talented young
good.
man. And he's got guys he's familiar with. So you have like a baseline of solid play, a familiarity of unit cohesion. You have a new addition. If there's going to be a problem, it's going to be their goalie getting kind of his head turned around a little bit because the cars are not going to be as friendly as they were in Seattle to fix your mistakes. And I feel like the overall level of talent across the teams is higher than it was last year. That would be my one weak spot for them, if that makes sense.
I got to hit him with the level of dark horse, like you said. I think it's going to be a little tier below the top tier, in projections. And because they got the tag of Minnesota, they can surprise anybody. So I mean, it's going to be one of those things where you can't sleep on that team because all of a sudden one of their 2 shooters gets hot, and then you're down by 8 and you don't know what the hell happened. So put them in the dark horse category. I think they still got a lot of experience to gain from the game. And I think they'll still do well, probably an above 500 team in seeding as well.
Listen, to all C players, to all the C players, if y'all let another team with a first year player win a banner, go fuck yourselves. That shouldn't happen. I want you guys to fucking cook this man. Okay? I'm sure he's a nice guy. Okay? That is unacceptable. Again, shout out to them last year. Great team. Great job. Mm-hmm. But my God, how did y'all fuck up that bad that we let that happen? Cook them.
So moving on to Michigan, I think, right? Are we ready to move on to Michigan, Sully? I think your mic dropped out, Chili. I think you dropped out a little bit there. We'll get it fixed. We're ready to move on, Sully?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about what Chili just said. Fuck him.
I think this year I can't. I don't put Minnesota in the category of dark horse. I think it's a tough year. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they'll be near the bottom. Just unfortunately at this time, I just don't think they have enough firepower to carry themselves against the more experienced teams that will be better defensively.
Okay. Anything else you want to throw in there, Sully, or should we talk about the other single team center in Michigan? Because that's the experienced team. All right.
Hit him with the Michigan squad.
So Michigan is called Mixed Up, where the M, I, and the T for Michigan and Texas. Yeah.
Cute.
We got some fun like font work going on here. Like it's impressive. There's a lot of level. There's layers on top of layers here, man. So what do we got here? We got Kelsey Carter coming in from Texas because we had 6 C players for 5 slots here locally, and all of us. So like Kelsey had said after Chicago that because they were having their kid, they have a very young child, her in Austin. Like she was going to be out for a while, and we were getting back to what Chili took swipes at us for. The guys that couldn't make the trip last year, like in the immediate aftermath of Nationals, were like, we need to get the team back together and run it back. We need to get it together and run it back. And we're like, if you guys are locked in, let's do it. Like I found out you can't book a house on Airbnb more than 365 days in advance because that's when my 5 guys all said, we're in, we're all going. And so we didn't find out Kelsey was even on the table until months later. And so it just kind of worked out that we had been together and running with it and all that. And so she was a free agent. And son of a bitch, if one of the best teams in the division didn't pick her up, and she fits in really nicely with them. But you got Kelsey in there as a mercenary. You got Keegan Gore. You got old Gus Zirkle, Dan Serlin. Gus and Dan have won before, but they're playing down because Michigan doesn't have a B team. And I think they're above the division, but I don't think it's an outrageous and unreasonable team. We can talk about that a little bit later and anything we talking about ranking guys. And then Jason Tilley, who I'll have some thoughts on later as well. So this, I think, is maybe the scariest shooting team in the entire division. Like, there are going to be games where even if their defense breaks down because nobody listens to Gus, they could go shot for shot with you. You know what I mean? Like, who on that team can't shoot well above average for the level, right? Except for Gus, maybe like Gus may be an average shot compared to every other guys on the team, but he's the guy that's got to make the defense run. It's the same situation with me, right? I don't know. What I've been scared of you. I've been scared of them, and I think they deserve maybe to be the slight favorites. I'm not necessarily saying I pick them to win, but like they also have home court, so that's not nothing either. Anyway, dangerous freaking team, Sully. Where do you got them? How do you like them? What do you think?
I mean, just like you mentioned, it's got to be the scoring that comes in to supplant the defense, right? And it's no like offense to Gus or anything like that, but like as far as the goalies that you have to deal with in C, it's probably lower tier, to be honest. I said what I said.
Wow.
But
okay.
he's he's got to be a field general out there. And like you said, if the team can listen to him to set defenses against some of these teams that can light up a backboard, then yeah, they do have the advantage. They do have home court advantage. Like you said, it's not nothing. These are the cars they play in. But if they could physically outscore your team without, playing like middle of the road defense, they'll be fine. Like you said, slight favorites. And like I said, I think the home court nudge will give them the edge of that. So yeah, I mean, we've got guys that have won a division before. We got guys that have played in B before. Very experienced team, and like you said, they got a mercenary now from your center. So it'll be a tough task for any C team to go against them. So
how do I stop Dan Sterling, Chili? What do I need to look for? You've played him in B before, right? What's his weakness? Does he have any like childhood fears, any traumas that I can dredge up and yell at him while he's coming at me? What do I do to the man to stop him?
I mean, the thing, Dan's a good shot, more of a rhythm type of shooter, in my opinion. If you just take the ball out of his hands,
they usually call a penalty when I try and do that. Like when I just kind of like reach in and go. Okay,
dude, reffing is kind of sus.
They never call against Clint Fisher when he's in your car. So I mean, what the hell?
That's so true. No, a good team. My only concern for that team would be: is there somebody on that team that's willing to not want to shoot the ball as much to set up the other people who want to shoot the ball? Because that's where the interesting dynamic comes in. You have all these people that can put ball in bucket, but if you don't have said person willing to sacrifice shots to put ball in bucket, I know, again, Dan Sterling, great player. Don't exactly see that man setting a lot of screens out there. Right?
Okay, Billy O. Okay.
All right. Facts. Again, although, yes, Dan and Gus did win C, it was at their home center. They also had some up-and-comer, named Tim Austin. They did beat our C team that year.
That guy. I know that guy.
So again, when you have a very good player on your team, it's you get carried like that. So let's see if they can get it done. Again, if there's somebody on that team that is willing to put their pride aside to set up the other people, I think that's what it would take them, to me, from being not the favorite, but again, that's a team that could win. That definitely is how I view them. Team that could win.
I like it. I like it. Where are we headed across the country next to?
We got Chicago, Cleveland, and Seattle. Should we save Seattle for the end so that we can reverse the pain and slander a bunch of people like Noah did to us?
Reverse the pain. Them? Who's playing out of Chicago?
Take our revenge. All right, Chicago. Chicago's got 3 teams, and the top line team is the Mean Whirls. That is Alex Bureau, That is Michael Anthony, better known to many as McFly, Ryan Kelly, Sarah Doherty of course, the Sarah Doherty Scoop Company, and Teresa Barlow. So I feel like when I look at this team reminds me of the team I had in 2022, okay, where we did not have a lead scorer. Like there's a lot of people here who I like. I think some of them are still developing, which is where we were at the time. And we went in feeling very positive and optimistic. We thought, hey, we have 3 complementary scorers. That adds up to at least 2 lead scorers, right? That's arithmetic. Doesn't work that way. That was the year where I lost a game 6-2. That was a game where I lost. That was the year I lost a game 8. I lost 3 games where we held the team to single digits. One time, 6 points. If you cannot put 6 on the board in a seeding game, what are you going to do? Now, I'm not saying they're going to be in that dire of a situation, but I also don't know that they're going to be as defensively tight as it was with me, Daniel, and Randy Booth. But I feel like some people are going to unlock a new part of their game over the course of this Nationals from this team, but I just don't think they're even in that second tier of contenders. There's a lot of good players on this team, but there's a couple of things to iron out. When I look at Ryan, I played with Ryan at an invites once or twice before. I really like him, but he reminds me a lot of Daniel about the same point in his journey. Daniel had a real tunnel vision thing. He kind of lose track of some stuff. And his shot developed more and more as the years went by. And I feel like Ryan's got a great ceiling. I just don't think he's quite there yet. And I think if somebody's going to be the take control and put it in the basket guy, it's probably going to have to be him. And I don't know that he's ready for that yet. Teresa's great. She was on a team that beat me in 2018. That's why I finished in third in 2018. Her and one of the guys that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But it's a good team of good people, but I think you need to be a borderline great team to win this year, and I don't know if they can elevate to that level. You disagree?
No, I agree 100% with the points you said. Like you said, if there was a grading scale, one of those like sliders that you put over everybody for ratings, I think all of them are C. I think all of them are 75s. And to your point, where it's like, I need someone to be able to score in double digits in a given game. They don't have it. So they're going to have to grind out every single game and fight for every single victory that they get. So yeah, again, solid team as a whole. They just don't have that 1 or 2 people that are like mid 80s to push everything across. So
I think they can beat anybody that's not a serious contender for the banner in any given game. But I also think that they just won't have enough firepower or enough experience. And I don't mean any disrespect to Teresa, because like I said, she's been around at least as long as I have. But beyond that, you've got newer people, and I just don't think they're going to in the crucible of the C division. Can they handle the intensity?
Chili, what you at?
Do you even know these people, Chili? Other than Teresa, maybe?
I know some. I mean,
Alex played on an invites team with us. Surely you remember that memorably, vividly, right?
Yeah, she was so scared to shoot the ball, and me and John were like, "Bro, just shoot it, man, rip it. Like, it's okay." Because like I think me and John were playing defense, and we would like let you guys go up the court, which was just amazing to watch. I was proud to be there.
That's just mean. It was mean of you to do. It was meaner than you bullying me in the lunch line, is what that was, you dick.
Get to the back of the line, Cutter. No, I mean, I said it on our podcast last time. I think Chicago. I think this is it's a rebuild year for them as a center and C. I think this is the year they're going to find out kind of where their players are at and see, more strengths and weaknesses. See who's rising to the top. I think the Chicago teams are going to struggle against the upper level teams, even some of these mid C teams. Again, I just think it's a rebuild year. And listen, I was on a lot of bad C teams that got whooped. So I've been there. So for a lot of these Chicago teams, I think there's great individual talent. But I think this year it's a rebuild year.
Fair enough. Who's up next in Chicago?
C2, maximum effort. I like it. Brendan Thayer.
Maximum effort.
He played D in 2024 when Chicago hosted. He also came to the Michigan Invitationals later that year. Really, really good dude. Really good dude. I like him a lot. He has this like earnestness about him that is often beaten out of people as they join the Whirlyball community and they turn sullen and unhappy. But he still has a joyful spirit, and I hope he can keep that about him. Julie Farrell is on this team, who I was up in Chicago in October, and she was amazing. They had a practice I got to go and play along with, and she was great. Like I feel like she's the lead dog on this team, and I'm really eager to see what she can do in that role because she's kind of got that like well, I'm here to have a good time kind of vibe about her. She's not like a super aggro, competitive, forefront type of person, but I feel like she is very competitive, and I feel like she's going to have the green light whenever she wants it, which maybe hasn't been the case on previous teams she's had. Justin Zerinkis, who, of course, is a banner winner. I think he was one of the scoop dogs, if I'm not mistaken, because that was one of the things I ranted about, the children getting banners before I do a couple years ago. Broke my heart. Still mad about it. Rob Carroll. And then you got Ross Edelman, who I don't know how many people know Ross, but Ross played in Atlanta in 2018. He hit the hero shot that knocked us out of the tournament, put us in third place. We were in first or second overtime, and he hit the shot in second overtime that made it 12-10, and we could not make up the gap. Defensively sound. It was a defensive battle. You know what the score was on the other court? 43-36. And our game was 12-10 in overtime. At least one, and I think it was two. But yeah, he's the one that hit that shot. I believe he came back and played D again in Chicago in 2024. I'm telling you, man, I had a guy who was parked in the corner, but don't get me started. Anyway, I'm coming for your ass, Ross. I'm getting you back this year. Getting you back this year. This is like you said, I think this is a developmental year for this team. I also know that there are some powerful personalities here. I remember Gus and Rob were basically at each other's throats on the court when Rob was subbing in for the Mean Machine last year in Seattle. Ross is sometimes a mercurial figure, as I recall. He was sometimes not really joyful on the court when we were in Atlanta. I didn't watch him play much in Chicago. So if you're looking for a volatile brew that could explode, this might be the team. So watch them if things go poorly. We might have an on-court murder. I don't know. It won't be Brendan because that's a delightful young man. What a sweetheart.
There's going to be some points where it does go sideways. I mean, like Chili said to his point, it's a rebuild. It's guys getting experience, guys and girls getting experience. Yeah, it's nice to know that Julie's going to be a vocal point of that team, kind of the experienced member of the squad. But like I said, they're going to have some growing pains, and it's going to be real evident real early. So yes, I would love to see some tempers flare amongst this team. At least if they're not providing good whirly ball, it'll be entertaining. Yeah. So, and that's what I'm here for, the entertainment. So, yeah, like you said, rebuild, middle of the road. Probably on the lower tier of things. In my opinion. And again, anything can happen in the tournament. Let's preface anything we say with that. Anything can happen in the tournament. However, through seeding, it's gonna be rough, man. There's gonna be a lot of coaching, a lot of talking. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, on this team, I would just be interested to see Bill's son playing again. Thought he was a very pivotal part of that team that won D a couple years ago. So other than that, again, man, rebuild. You got 3 C teams. You got a lot of new fresh faces. You have, again, would they have 2 teams go up to B, right? So
yes. So they had a team finish second 2 years in a row. And half of them went up after Chicago, and the other half went up this year to make 2 B teams. They may not stay there forever, they've said, but they wanted to dip the toe in the water and see what happens, and just see, yeah.
Yeah, plus, what I don't think gets mentioned a lot of the times is there's a lot of former B players that are playing in C. Although it might not be like the biggest drop off, but like it still matters. There's a lot of people that have B level experience, and you're gonna notice it in driving. You're gonna notice it in communication. So yeah, to me for Chicago, it's a rebuild. It's nothing against any of you. It's a rebuild. Luckily, you only have luckily it's not a more expensive nationals for a rebuild, so at least you have that benefit.
That is a good point. It is a drive, so that is a good point.
you got to get the developmental time. And I think that's part of why they have this third team here. And I don't mean any disrespect to them, but the third team is called Squad Goals. And I think this is we have people that maybe aren't at practice every week or are, wanting to get some nationals reps. You've got David Viscasil, who I don't believe. Oh, no, I do know Dave. Okay. He came. See, I don't know him as David, but I believe he's a tall fella. I think I played he was on my invites team, if this is who I'm thinking of. Really, really nice guy. I feel like he's got a lot of potential as a goalie. He just doesn't quite have the intensity yet, Sully, as you and I know, as men of the key, that you kind of have to have a little like aggression to defend one's territory, and I feel like he's too gentle. But we'll teach him how to get mean. I like him a lot though. Really good dude. Jay Kalakaran is there. Miles Neckow is going to be on this team. Who he played in D in 2024. He was also at the Michigan Invite later that same year. He did not come to Seattle last year. He played on my invites team when we were in Michigan. I like him. I think that I don't know how much practicing he's been doing. And they are the ones that have the out-of-towners. They are picking up Dalton, and they are picking up Phil Kennedy. So they've got some experience there. Dalton can and will shoot from anywhere, and more often than not, he'll surprise you with his success. Hey, there's no stopping him. As we said, one of my favorite moments in 2023 when we were last in Cleveland was just like it felt like the whole center was sweating one particular game at the end of the night, and Dalton was just on a tear. And he was just firing shots and housing them from all over. And then every once in a while, he'd fire one like from his lap that would get blocked. And I think the line was that if you're gonna ride the Dalton train, it goes to every stop, whether you like it or not. It's gonna get you where you want to go, but you cannot pick and choose. It's not a Chinese menu of what it will and won't happen. Like you get the whole thing anyway. So Dalton's won a banner. I haven't. Super awesome dude. I'm glad he's going to be here this year. He wasn't there last year. He hasn't been to an invites. So Dalton, love you. Glad you're going to make it. And I think you're going to have some fun with this team. And I think that you're not going to have like unreasonable expectations considering, where everybody has and hasn't been able to get reps together. It's a super fun time gang.
Dalton was on a nationals team last year.
Oh yeah, Dalton was there last year.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's right. He was on the team with Lee and Nina and Boyd. Yeah, I'm sorry. Correct. I apologize. I'm sorry. I've missed him at invites a couple of times. And so it feels like a personal rejection when Dalton doesn't come to invites. St. Louis isn't that bad of a drive, So it makes me sad. I look forward to seeing Dalton. Dalton's a swell kid, man. I mean, he's a grown man, but you know what I'm saying. Anybody who's younger than me, and I'm turning 46 now. You're children. You're delightful young children.
He's turning the dirty 30 this year, dog.
Wow, Dalton 3-0.
Yeah,
holy
man.
Cow.
Yeah,
Jesus,
absolutely.
time flies.
Yeah, and don't forget, Dalton. We are lucky friends on Pokemon Go, so we do have a trade to make.
So, hey, my kids legitimately are insane for Pokemon Go. When we finish up here, you need to be friends with my girls so that they can send you gifts because we do it on my wife's phone and my phone. And it's like the only app I have on my phone besides Gmail and text because I hate apps. If you've ever listened to our Sunday show, they kick me in the dick about it on a regular basis. Like I'll download Lyft when I travel somewhere and then uninstall it the second I get home from the airport because I just hate having a bunch of buttons on my screen. So fraggle, lousy kids with your technology. Anyway, so be friends with my girls in Pokemon Go. All right, we'll get to that later. Little sidetrack. Sorry.
Chili
you can edit that out, right? You edit shit out of this all the time.
Chili and I do the Pokemon Go as well as Anthony Ola and several other nerds that we found through the Whirlyball community that do Pokemon Go. So I'm just saying, we got that going for us.
We're gonna make some new friends for my girls, and they'll be able to swap presents and whatever the little tags and stickers are. Anyway, enough of this bullshit. Let's talk about some more teams. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, last thought on that team is that just go out and have fun.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Just have some fun. That's what the game is about. It'll be a learning experience. Have fun.
If you're on a mixed team, go ahead, Chill. I'm sorry.
You've heard me say this at leagues. That team is going to play with a lot of heart.
You do be saying that though.
a lot of heart.
You do be saying that.
If you're on a mixed team, it's like a scramble at a golf tournament. Go out, have fun, get some exercise, make some new friends. If you hit a shot that counts, awesome, good for you. Just have fun, man.
Just have some fun. Just have some fun.
Yes.
Where are we moving to now?
Well, I think we should go to Cleveland.
Come on to Cleveland.
And the top line team here is World of Hurt. Hertzman, the Paul Revere of lower division Whirlyball, leaked your team name and your designs for your shirts like 5 months ago.
The Hirsch man.
Yes, you cannot. It just everywhere. He's the town crier of the C division. Like he lets the people know what's going on, and I love him for it. He will probably send me the link to this tomorrow morning when it's out, even though I'm on the show and I'm looking for it. And I don't want to discourage him from doing that because I love him. He's such a great dude. But we'll talk about his team in a minute because we need to start with the. Oh, that is his team. Shit, he's with you. I forgot.
Right, I was gonna say the Hirsch man on
I can really
this
read my
team.
shit. And when I say that, I mean we'll talk about it immediately as I discuss. This is Billy Ola, Sully, that's you, Mike Zanko, Sean Mooney, and Hirschman. Now you, Billy, and Mooney all were together last year. You and Mooney play together a lot. Like when I'm looking past at Old Nationals, you guys are like you're like me and Bostic. We're always together. Hirschman played on the other team with Jim Sullivan and the owners, and Zanko. I don't know that I remember him specifically. I recognize the name, but I don't know that I could pick him out. When's the last time he was at a Nationals?
He played in the D division in Chicago.
Okay. So he didn't go to Seattle, but he's got some Nationals experience. A rising young star, is that what he is?
I don't know
about young.
Oh, is he not young?
No.
A rising old man star, is that what he is? I don't know.
He's not Billy old, but I mean he's in our category. So,
all right, a middle-aged man. I love it. Okay,
yeah,
so.
He's got wife and kids. You know, if that helps you in any way.
The whole catastrophe. There you go. Well, I will not make you speak your own positives here. I like this team. I think this is the most complete team you've had. Like I say, I don't know Zanko that well, but like I knew I recognized the name from a Nationals at some point. I think this is the most complete team you've ever had. I feel like I said, with Keegan, with you and me, I feel like with Brady, there are guys that have been stuck in this division too long because you just did not have the right team around you at the right time to break through, get that banner, and move up. And I feel like this is the best team I've seen you on. I feel like this is the most complete team I've seen from Cleveland at this level in a couple of years. And like I said, as soon as I saw what this lineup was, I thought you guys are top tier. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on your show. I've said it on ours. I've been saying it ever since I knew what your lineup was. I think it was like in November when I heard what it looked like your teams were going to be. And right away, I was telling my guys, like, we got to watch out for these guys because they're going to be right there in the mix. If we think we've got what it takes, then they've got what it takes because we're built very similarly. And, anyway, I like your team. I like your team a lot. I think you're one of the three that are in that top level fighting this thing out.
This team has been fun to come together and play with, through practice and against the upper guys and even our own C teams. It's been a lot of fun, regardless of outcome of some games, because there's been games that we've literally have not showed up and got wins. There's literally games that we've blown out other teams. It's just going to boil down to communication, obviously, and keeping our heads level. Right. Because, this is Zanko's second Nationals and he is a very emotional player. Okay. But once you get him level headed, he can hit shots with the best of them. Obviously, Billy, has his reputation. He can shoot. But as Chili's been trying to teach him and coach him in practice, set a fucking screen. I mean, set a screen. That's it.
He's the senior circuit Dalton. He's going to get the ball, and that ball is going to the hole. It's going up. And the shot is good. The man's got a stroke. I'm not trying to take it away from him, but like he can shoot. We key on him. I'll tell you one thing that makes me sad about this year, Sully, and I know that you're emphasizing your defense and you're probably going to be the man. You can be the man in the middle on the backside. You're not going to come visit me. Usually at least once or twice a game, you'll roll up and we'll hang out. We'll talk in the key a little bit. We'll accuse each other of extending continuously. We'll elbow and slash each other a little bit as friends do. When am I going to see you if you're going to be the goalie? Because I'm not coming up there. So what the hell? We going to hang out outside of the games? What are we going to do?
Yeah, it's going to be outside of the games, unfortunately. Right. This is the year where, it's and it's funny because like we honestly don't practice like that because in our practices, I do shoot a lot. I mean, I do. But it's only because all five of us are capable of rotating, right? So all five of us can play all five positions with the exception of Billy being left in the hole. But other than that, and it's no knock against him, but like if he's there, get the fuck out. Like,
yeah. Get out. Billy should not be the goalie.
No.
That's not good for anybody.
It's not good
No,
for
man.
anybody. No.
No.
But hey, man,
I mean,
hey, over these past couple weeks though, he's been getting a couple blocks. I think he should Ricky shit back in, and we just laughed.
Yeah. I think one game he had 2 blocks, and I said that's the first time he had a block since 1994. I was 3.
Easily 94. Easily.
Probably. Yeah.
But
probably
yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun with this team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Chill,
Chili,
what are
you're
your
coaching
thoughts?
them, right?
Yes, this is the team that I am coaching.
Are you like Snowy coaching them to beat anyone? Are you coaching them to beat us? As Snowy pretends like he's been doing with our team for you? Are you preparing them for what we're gonna bring? Because we know each other. We have played 9 times at nationals in just the last couple of years.
No, man. I'm just coaching. Again, it's like you guys know what we're gonna do. We know what you're gonna do. You know, again, man, it's Whirlyball. There's not too many like well kept secrets that you can have that you're just like, well, shit. Like, so again here, no, this is the team that I'm coaching. Again here they played well this past Monday. So super excited to get them out here. I get tasked with coaching Billy because I'm going to argue because he's going to argue the least with me because I think he'll fight Anthony.
Okay.
Well, Anthony doesn't. Anthony just yells at Billy when I have more of a calm, soothing technique with Billy.
I've always seen you as like a nurturing, motherly type figure. That's how I've always kind of interpreted your constant psychological and emotional and verbal abuse that you level at people. So
now, unless if it's me and Anthony, then fuck that guy. We're gonna fight. I mean, just to put it in perspective, we literally had a game. We literally had a practice this past Sunday where Anthony and I, this mid-game, we were fighting for about 5 minutes while playing the game of Whirlyball, back and forth. Like, I think at some point, we were down by 10, looked up at the score and said, oh shit, we're down by 10. And then we came back and won. But that's neither here or there. But no, man, I'm super excited for this team. I really like our other 2 teams as well, but a lot of experience on this team, a lot of people that have played B on this team. Everybody's been really coachable so far, which is great. So
Sean won 10 years ago, right? Sean's won this division 10 years ago.
He won,
right?
Correct. He won with us, and when we won C at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Thanks, Snowy.
You say he won with you. Just to maybe kind of like stir up a little division. Are you saying that you basically threw him over your shoulder and carried him to that banner and then you didn't earn it on his own? Because that's what I'm hearing.
No, Anthony carried
Anthony
us.
carried all of you? Okay. All right.
Yep,
but you're saying that Mooney had absolutely no real value and didn't really accomplish it himself. That's what I'm hearing. Just stir.
He played really good defense when I kicked him out of the picker spot.
Okay. All right. I know Mooney's good. He knows I love and respect him. He does play up a lot, and we converse, we chat. I feel maybe I just have more respect for him than you do, but you guys can work that out amongst yourselves. I'll leave it to you to handle in Cleveland. Okay?
Fair. Okay. I'll handle that.
All right. Shall we move on to the BWC?
Let's do it.
This is the Buckeye Whirlyball Club, you dirty birds. But yeah, they are calling themselves the BWC. This is Ryan Barker, my friend from the Minnesota Invites. Craig Good, who I don't know as well as Ryan, but they both have ownership in this thing, right?
They are both the owners. Those are the head honchos in charge at our center.
Yes. Sean Miko, who I believe, if I'm, you guys tell me if I've got anybody wrong here. Miko is the guy who is like a giant. He's like, is he not? Who's the fella that's like almost?
That would be Easy E on the third team. That would be Eric you're referring to.
Oh, that's Eric Schrader? Sure. All right, I'm mixing my guys up. I'm so sorry. All right. But
My,
I know that Mike and Pat,
Miko is the one.
Is it Miko? I'm sorry.
He's got slick back blonde hair. And if you remember when Nationals was in Cleveland, he was selling the raffle tickets.
I don't remember that. I had been burned by Brett Coonsey in a bullshit lottery before, so I wasn't buying tickets from anybody. He scammed me out of like $5. So, you're not going to get me twice.
$5.
But no, okay, so I apologize, Michael. But I know that Mike and Pat, they were the twins that played with you in 2023, right? They're the the Drew Carey impersonators that do a Proclaimers cover band, if I remember what they look like. Am I getting them right? Is that who they were?
It's deadly accurate. Yeah.
I like them. They're good dudes. It's tough to key
Yes.
on who's going to do what because they are very, very identical in their appearance. But try not to let one get out of your eye line, and you can figure out which is which at all times. So, no, I like these guys. It's a good team. I don't think they're as good as your team, and so I wouldn't rule them out from like having a good tournament. But like, if you were like, hey. Who's going to take it from Cleveland? I think it's your team, and that's no disrespect to these guys. Because the other thing, from what I understand, is they don't get as many reps in practice as you would expect from guys that own the place. Is that right?
Correct. The guys they're tough to schedule, and Mike and Pat are police officers,
Okay.
so they rarely get time off to come up and work with us. But there's mainstays in leagues, so they get the reps in. But
Okay.
yeah, the thing about this team is 100% mental stability. They all can shoot, with the exception of Michael, who's going to be anchoring the defense.
Okay.
And if they can mentally keep themselves together, as in, Mike and Pat, they argue a lot, being brothers and twins.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chili and Anthony can relate to that.
They
Same with the
argue.
Dobies.
They argue more than me and Anthony.
They
And
do.
That's saying something.
They do.
That's saying a lot. It's a lot.
But it's more like when they are losing, they mentally check out really quickly. And in the game of Whirlyball, where there's comebacks that are completely possible no matter what the score is, you can't check out, and they do. So, like, league example, they kicked this team's ass game one, okay? And then they came back, got smacked a little bit by us, and then went to losers to face that same team again with Little Sean and Rick and Ty. And they came out and just checked out. I mean, Ty couldn't miss. He could not miss. It was insane. And every shot Ty hit, it was just demoralizing. And they checked the hell out and inevitably lost. So it's more like, if they can keep their head still and calm and talk through things, they'll be just fine. But mentally, they are rough, man.
Shall we move to the third team, or do you have other thoughts on these guys?
This is a team that in one game can score 40 points, and then in another game score 8.
High variance.
But one thing I do give them credit for, they will at least have pretty good defense.
Yep.
All right.
100%.
To their credit.
So, my Cleveland sources gave me two different names for this third team that we have here. One told me they're called the Drizzle, and the other told me they're two Fams and a Weatherman. So you two numbskulls argue amongst yourselves what's the actual name, and then I'll tell you what the players are.
It's what I said.
Go ahead,
so
Joe.
their name is two Fams and a Weatherman.
Okay.
So obviously, because they got two families, and Jim is a
It's not obvious
meteorologist.
yet. It's not obvious yet. I'm getting there. But they do. They have Rick and Sean Murad. They've got Ty and Eric Schrader, and they've got Jim Sullivan. Jim played with Hirschman last year. Eric Schrader played with you last year, Sully. Ty Schrader was a beefy boy, but I don't believe he made the trip to Seattle last year. Is that right?
He did.
He played.
He was on a.
He did.
Was
he
on
there?
a Seattle. He was on a Seattle
okay.
D team. Yep.
Okay. Because he was one of the
Him
beefy
and
boys
Sean.
in 2023, and I don't
Yes.
remember him from 2024. But he came back and played down in D in Seattle. Is that right?
He did not play in Chicago.
Okay.
He honestly, so
He
like,
was there. He was there.
He was there, and when that man was there watching our tournament games and the C games, that is when that boy got hooked. He was yelling at his father. He's like, just put your scoop up. Why did like this man was yelling at his father, and then I think watching our A division games, he just got even more hooked. So
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think we have a lifer there.
Yes, and he's good too. He's been improving so much. So
Yes, he
I'll give him
has.
credit. I'll give him credit.
Good group of guys. I really love Jim. We'll talk about that later. I think Eric. Obviously, I remember him. I thought he was somebody entirely different. He's confusing in his identity, but undeniable in his presence. And then Rick, I like. So here's the thing with Rick, because I played against him a number of times.
Pops.
Wednesday Rick has a certain intensity and give a shittery that seems to wane as he gets tired and the week continues. Like Saturday, Sunday Rick is not Wednesday Rick. I have noticed, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's done more in this game than I ever have.
No.
But I believe I see a trajectory over the course of the week based on years past. And I'm wondering, like, we got him on like some amphetamines or something to pep him up for tournament. Like, what's the strategy for two fams and a weatherman to make maximum Rick in crunch time? Are you guys doing anything? You got him on like horse meth? What are we doing? What are we pumping him up with?
That's the team my brother's coaching.
Okay.
And Brad Dobies has the other team because he is related to Mike and Pat. They're cousins.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
now, man, two fams in the weatherman. This is the team I'm gonna slap with the dark horse label.
Okay.
I'm gonna slap, man.
Okay.
This team in practice lately has been playing well. You want to talk about from 2 months ago to now, night and day, completely night and day. You know, they made some changes. And I think the one particular change they made is going to be for the better. That individual may not like it, but they are winning. So that individual is going to learn to love it.
I would like to point out that this is a podcast to discuss and predict. This is not fucking witness protection. Could you name a name and maybe discuss what the hell it is you're talking about, you mysterious bitch? Tell us what the hell you're trying to say.
Yeah. Just you can probably take one guess on the one player on the team who might not like a change. As you just talked about.
Are you saying that generationally people resist change when they've gotten into certain patterns and routines? Is that, am I understanding correctly?
It would be one, Rick Morad.
Okay, all right. Now I got you. Okay. Is he not like his positional assignment that he's been switched to? Is that what we're hearing?
Facts. But,
okay. All right. We don't have to pull the skirt all the way up. I'm just like, tell me a little bit about what's going on here. Like, okay, now I got enough to understand what the emotional weak points and sensitivity areas are to exploit to my own benefit. Wherever Rick is, I'm just be like, Rick, why would they put you here?
Just know that you're going to have a lot of conversations with Rick.
Oh, I usually do. He likes to hang out with me. I will say, though.
He will be hanging out with you a lot.
If you watch our elimination game from Seattle, by the end of the week, because I know he's kind of starting to get sore and tired, when he came up to play in that game, constant, I'm just banging him and hitting him. And in about 4 minutes, he drove away and left, and then somebody else came up. And so we'll see if he wants to stay with me for a whole game, because I'm looking to just make his life miserable. I like you, Rick. You're a really good dude. The only time he's ever been anything but delightful to me was when somebody asked me to bring him a drink on the floor in Cleveland. He's like, what the hell are you doing out here with a drink? And I was like, so-and-so told me to do it. An older boy made me. And he just gave me like the angriest look I've ever seen. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to leave now. And otherwise, we've been cool. Good dude. I like him.
That is back when it was still his place.
No.
Now he don't give a fuck. So
now he don't give a fuck.
I could bust champagne and spray it all over the floor the next time you guys host, right?
That'll be the invites.
All right. Well, we have to hold off on that.
That'll be the invites. But yeah,
we have some invite stakes to discuss, but let's wait until the very end for that, okay? We can't let this opportunity pass.
We do.
Okay.
But yeah, like Chili said, I think this is a good shout with being the dark horse. I think it was 2 weeks ago that I was there, and I don't know if their full team was there. Maybe one of you guys subbed with them, but they whipped our ass. Took us to the shed, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this team? And then watching Ty on Monday literally he was a 90% shooter. It was insane. Just bang, bang, bang. So he can bring the intensity like that. Yeah, dark horse. I like that. That's a good shot.
So Ty was not playing like a C division style. Ty was like, is that a screen at like 3.5 weld? Fucking rip it.
All right.
I'm like, all right, Ty.
What I'm hearing now is that I've wildly overestimated you. Maybe I owe Noah half an apology if you're getting schooled by your Cleveland rivals. Maybe like I should still be aggrieved for my own being undersold, but it sounds like you're telling me that I've built you up in my mind as more than you are.
Listen,
That's what
settle down. All right, they got us one time. Okay, that shit ain't gonna happen again. All right,
Yeah. It's always going to be
because in the league championship on Monday we took them to the woodshed. So minus Pops or not Pops, other Pops was not there on that team, but still, Eric makes a difference. Eric makes a difference.
Be in the back of your mind.
Let's go ahead and knock out Seattle real quick
because let's move it because we're moving on. We're taking a while. Okay, so Seattle. Let's run through the teams real quick because I think the story with all of them is there's a lot of talent, like you said, Chili. I think they could take what they've got right here and turn them into two really competitive contender teams without a doubt. But what they've done instead is they've kind of treated this as a balance year, and I don't want to say a developmental year because any one of these could rise up and be right there in the mix. But which one's it going to be? I think if you sat down and asked us when we get through these names, which one do you think is the Seattle team is going to rise to the top? We'll probably give you three different answers. So let's start with the Seattle Sea Devils. That is Rebecca Morris, who played on the lead C team last year. Will Nelson, who played D last year. Jaron Weber played D last year. Nina played on the second C team with Liam Boyd and company and Dalton. Sorry, Dalton. Didn't mean to forget that you were there last year. Obviously, I remember you. They beat us in seeding in the end of the tournament. So I remember Dalton. Lousy ass Dalton shooting over me.
Anyway, through you. He didn't shoot over you, brother. He shot through you.
Maybe he shot around me. And Grant Kramer, who played D last year. So that's the Sea Devils. Grant Kramer. Sorry, Grant, let's say your name. Make sure you're heard clearly. He played D last year. World War C. This is James Reed. Won the banner last year, I believe. Just ask him and he'll tell you. Owen Gill. Also played D last year. We all know Owen Gill because we all know James Gill. Lee Jensen, who's been around. I believe you said that his 20th anniversary was 10 years ago or whatever when Snowy played with him. The guy's been playing Whirlyball for a long, long time. And just like a boxer,
Lee.
The power is the last thing to go.
Lee.
The shot is the last thing to go. He's big and he's tall and he can shoot. Mike, he won D in 2019 when Seattle hosted. I don't believe he's traveled. I don't know if it's Pop or Poppy. My apologies, Mike. I don't know you that well. Come say hi. I'm delightful. Get to know me. And then Cassie Thielen, who played D last year. The third team, World. I got to move my paper because my mic's in the way. World Not Stirred. There's too many Seattle teams. They go too far down the page. Very, very inconsiderate. World Not Stirred, which I like. I'm looking forward to seeing what that shirt is. Hopefully, it doesn't scream at me from across the parking lot. If it's a James Bond design aesthetic, maybe I'll get me one of those jerseys.
I like that name. We'll name.
See.
I'm not gonna lie.
John McCurdy. John McCurdy was a C player for Seattle last year. Kyle Vaughn, I believe he was also on the banner-winning team. He's not as vocal about it as some, but talented guy. He came to the invites here in Texas and played really well, acquitted himself well. Sean Atchison, former Slam and Salmon and C Division champion, has graciously accepted the brief dip back in the kiddie pool with the rest of us to help make the numbers work. Boyd Wohlhart, he played on the second Seattle team with Lee, Nina, and Dalton. Danica Mowry, she played D for Seattle last year. And then the fourth team is the Cherry Peckers. That is Dustin Vong, who's played in B before and won C back in 2019, along with Mike. Nick Carney, who played on the C team last year for Seattle. Alex Peck. If you don't know Alex, he's the guy who had the tattoo of me high on his inner thigh because of the pants he wears. It was visible whenever he was on the court. Scott Carpenter played D for them last year, and Cherry Kramer also played at the D division last year. So those are your four Seattle teams. And I feel like we said this, like I said, and you guys haven't said shit yet. I'll leave it to you to make your own assessments. But I feel like one of these teams at least is going to get right up there and work their way into dark horse status. It's just who is going to compensate for the learners, who is going to be able to switch and adjust, and who is going to be able to keep pace with the more experienced, arguably more favored teams at the top of the division this year. And who do you want to talk about here, or do you just want to pick your favorite and talk about them? And then we'll take the leftover ones and give them a little love individually too.
I think we just pick our favorite, right?
Okay, what's your favorite, Chill? You go first.
The team that has a gill on it.
All right, World War C. All right, it's a good
Yeah, I
reason as
mean,
any to pick them.
yeah. I mean, truthfully, I think Owen is better than a couple of their B players. I'm just gonna be
Wow,
honest. I'm just gonna be
wow,
honest
wow,
with
wow.
you. I think
Cool.
he's better. I think he's better than a couple of them. Truthfully, um, I'm just gonna take the guy with the famous last name,
Sure.
and it's I think he could put the team on his back and go from there. So that's the team I'm gonna roll with. I'm gonna. Plus,
All right.
I did get to coach him last year a little bit along with James. So yeah, I'm gonna take the team with Owen on it.
Chili's betting on like it's a horse racing. He's betting on the bloodline. Good for you. All
Hey,
right.
listen, real quick, as I gotta digress a little bit.
Okay.
This just in, the Cleveland Cavaliers have defeated the Detroit Pistons on the road to take a 3-2 series lead as we
All
head
right.
back to Cleveland this
We
Friday
came
night.
back.
We
I
can
didn't even realize. I didn't realize you guys were going to be. I thought that was tomorrow night. You guys, Noah's hateful commentary and your passion for the Whirlyball community made you miss a critical game 5 for your hometown team
It,
to do
it's
this, to
not.
set the record straight and to edify the people.
Listen, we have
Oh, I'm
James
sorry.
Harden.
Bless you, bless you, boys.
We have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Um, Not exactly the most big time playoff performers. Donovan Mitchell likes to score 4 points in one half and then score 40. It's not a recipe for success.
well, regardless of how you feel about that,
They did it.
I only say that and interrupt this Seattle talk because this is not going to be the first time Cleveland comes in to Michigan and wins. So just putting it out there.
There we go. All right.
As we've said, Chili,
Topical.
I'm gonna just go ahead and leech off you, and I'm gonna say a bloodline member will be the favorite out of those Seattle teams to win. Or sorry, to win out of that Seattle group and probably etch themselves into dark horse territory. Because, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, man, it's tough because they're different cars, and this is inexperience. I mean, like,
Mhm.
there's a couple people around each team that have played for God knows how long,
Mhm.
but having said that, they're surrounded by other inexperienced players. So I think that puts them at an automatic disadvantage. I think that Chili's right. I think that, Owen can win games on his own if given the opportunity. But having said that, that might not translate to tournament time because if you do that in seeding, guess what? We're just going to freaking dog you and pinch you and let somebody else beat us.
One thing I will say, and you guys wouldn't know this because much like Dalton, you took your Texas Invites RSVP and just threw it right in the trash. But whatever. That's between you and Snowy. None of my business. I was impressed with how many D graduates from Seattle made the trip to Texas in the invites to get a little upper level experience and get some experience in a clutch type car. Gill was there. James Reed was there. Peck was there. A lot of the ladies were there. Kyle Vaughn was there and played in the middle division along with James. Like, they are in this to win it. And you have to respect the gumption, the commitment. And like I say, I think you could take some of these folks and shuffle them up and make 2 contenders this year. I sure as shit hope I win this year because I don't want to deal with whatever's going to be Voltron together from these 4 teams next year and have to fucking fight through that too. Like, it's time. It's time for somebody, and it better be me. So I will. I have no disrespect for that team, that World War C team. Good bunch of fellas. I like them. But if I had to pick one, just one, mind you, it would be World Not Stirred. I really like McCurdy. I really like McCurdy's game. We'll talk about that when we speed race through our top tens. Atchison, he's like the duck hunt dog, snickering at me every time that I lost to them in 2023 and 2024 because I believe his team knocked me out both times, if I'm not mistaken, or at least knocked me down at once. So yeah, it's he's I've got bad memories playing against him. Um, and Kyle Vaughn, I think I think he's beyond the D level already. Like, I think he's going to come in ready to play at C. I've seen him do it here in cars that he was not familiar or comfortable in, and he found a way to acquit himself. And I'm not saying he's going to take over the division and be an MVP, but I really like his game, and I think he's going to play better than one would expect a rising D player because it can be a tough transition, So that would be my
Absolutely.
pick. I like the Cherry Peckers too. No disrespect to them. The Seattle Sea Devils, I don't know as many of them as well. I know Rebecca really well as far as a player. I don't know her that well personally. We've talked like 5 times, but she's really good. You could make the argument that she was one of, if not the best players on their C team last year, and some in the community there do. So no disrespect to the Sea Devils, no disrespect to the Cherry Peckers. But I would, if I had to pick one to rise above, it would be World Not Stirred. So there's your breakdown. Who's
Hey,
your
listen,
final? What do you got?
I,
Sorry, go ahead.
I've already pegged them as like getting the award for best team name.
Yeah.
I'm just spoiler alert,
Yeah.
but they're definitely in competition to have a free drink on your boy Sully. And if you're not a drinker, pick something else, and I'll make sure you're taken care of. But they're heavy, strong favorites right now to do that. So yeah, you said finals and winner. Is that what we're predicting?
So I mean, however you want to do it. I told you, like I see 2 or 3 maybe dark. I like Minnesota as a dark horse. I like 1, maybe 2 of the Seattle teams as a dark horse. But my 3 favorites obviously are you, us, and Michigan. And we can do percentages on it if you want. I know that was something you said you wanted to do. I will happily do that first if you want to name your picks, and then we can all do percentages. However you want to do it. It's your show, man.
I think Chili and I can do a sidebar on the sports book. I think we can do it on our last episode before Nationals, if that's cool with you, Chill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine. We sidebar it.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent.
What's your take on the division then?
Finals, depending on seeding, is going to be how these teams have to get through, because I think one of those dark horse teams is going to upset one of the top teams, and I think seeding is going to be vastly more important this year than it will in any other year, and I think it's going to apply to all divisions. I think seeding is going to be extremely important. Top 3 seeds, I still got to go with your team, my team, and Michigan, and I think we're going to be top 3 in seeding. I think that finals-wise, because of the wild card aspect of it and a dark horse upsetting one of these teams, I think that it's going to be, you know what, I'm just going to go us and your team.
Okay.
I was going to
hang up if it wasn't. I'm just kidding.
I was going to go us in Michigan because I feel like you would be the 3 seed and you would want into one of those wild cards.
That's the reputation, isn't it?
However, having said that, if you can get the 2 seed somehow, I think you avoid the upset factor. So I think we run both sides of the bracket, meet up top, and I think that's the way it's going to be. So
I think if you have a team like you have, I have, or Michigan has, and you don't pick yourself in the final, I don't know why you're even making the trip. So I think you have to put yourself there, and I'm flattered that you would pick us. I think it's going to be, obviously I have to pick us, but I think the other 2 teams are going to be fighting it out for that other spot are you guys in Michigan. And, it's hard for me to pick against Michigan because Elsie's there. I can't pick against you. You'll never have me back. So I will just watch with. I'll watch.
You would be more than welcome.
I'll watch with great interest the semifinal game and prepare for whatever comes my way, assuming I can finally make it into a damn final and not finish 3rd. Chili, how do you see the division, man?
That is such like a Noah type answer. Who the fuck are you playing in the final?
It's a very specific answer. It's a very specific.
Who are you playing? Who are you playing? You playing Cleveland? You playing Michigan?
Seattle. Noah makes a lot of good points. I'm just going to say Seattle. That'll clear me up. I got 4 bites at the apple.
Come on.
I've really come around on Noah. He really knows what he's talking about. Us in Seattle. There you go.
Who are you playing?
And like I say, emotionally, I think I'm pulling an oar for you, Sully, but it's hard to overcome the home court thing. So I would say all 3 of us are equally likely to be in the final. But if I had to see you guys playing against them, I think home court might be the very fine razor's edge between it. That's not me disrespecting or picking against you. I just think if that's how the bracket shakes out, and you said, okay, put your money down on one team, you got to pick one. The home court's such a big deal. But you said, you don't know how this thing's all going to play out. You could just as easily be the one waiting in the finals for one of the other 2 of us. So don't be disrespected. But since Chili shamed me with a Noah accusation.
Michigan, did you realize that Michigan is our home away from home? Like, we're just as comfortable at that court than we are in Cleveland. Like, there's no home court advantage. I mean, but it is what it is. It's fine. Like I've played in a C final on that court before, and I plan on doing it again. So
I believe in you. I truly do. Do we want to speed run a top 10 here? Do we have time? We're at 90 minutes. Do we dare try and get into this?
No, I think we were going to do the top 10 after the tournament. And I was going to keep it to a top.
That's how we normally do it. Yep.
Well, shit, man. What the hell did I rank 10 people for? What a waste of my time.
You know what? No.
Communicate your shit.
Let's have it. You took the time out to do it. I want to see it.
Hey,
I want to see
Sully?
The Johnny Buckets top 10 list.
Hey, I still got to pick my final, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Chili. I thought you were so busy. I thought you were so busy trying to shame me. I was just trying to move on because I'm sweating. I've been under the floodlights from you. The police interrogation, you dick. Anyway, go ahead. Who you got?
Not in the fucking final.
I'm gonna pick the team that I coach. If you guys don't make the final, I'm not gonna disown you like Snowy. I'm not gonna be a disappointed parent like Snowy.
Or Trey. Remember Trey. If they don't win, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah, I mean that's why they had to move up to B so he wouldn't be disappointed. So no. Finals, I am going with a Cleveland, Texas final. I will have Michigan, to me, is in third. And then my two wild card teams will either be one of the Cleveland teams and one of the Seattle team with Owen. Because I'm just, again, man, that's my father's son brethren. All right. He's part of this elite group. So, yeah. So that's how I'm going to go. Everybody else, you got next year.
Okay.
You got next. Next.
That's bold. I love it. See, that's how you make predictions. We picked specific teams and pushed back on each other, and we're just like, yes, no, absolutely. You're insanity. I completely support and agree with it. Please let me back on your show. Please, I want to play A with you someday. Oh, please. Noah Aaron is maybe the most beloved man in this sport. And he knows. I'm glad this is video because he can see our faces. I can't even keep a straight face through this shit. Noah, you're freaking amazing. And the whole point of this is to make people laugh and have a good time. And we'll talk to you on Sunday, and we'll have a really good time. And you can take as many swipes as you want, and I'll roll with them punches. I love him to pieces, but I curse his name until I can vindicate myself. And you will too, Sully. I believe in us.
That's if he remembers to actually show up to the podcast.
If he does. We'll have to wait.
If he remembers.
So, I mean, your rankings can give me and Sully a little, it can give us a base.
Well, here's the thing. I thought you guys were doing this too. So I was like, well, I want to get some other names in the mix so we don't just say the same names every time. So I made a list with no C champions. Like all the B guys are off of this. Serlin's not on it. Gus and Sean and
that's okay. They suck. They suck anyway. That's why they're back in C.
Cool. I'll let you say that. But if you are a B player, you're not on my C top 10. There it is. We hit the soundboard. Love it. The other thing I didn't do is I didn't rank any of my guys because I'm Greek. I know the story in the Iliad. When you pick the fairest amongst a bunch of people that can take it out on you later, it's not going to fucking happen. So I want all of my guys to know that they would have been 1 through 4, and you, yes, you would have been first, and you know who I'm talking about. It's you. All the other guys are nowhere near as good as you. Anyway. So let's do it. Let's knock it out quick because I'm not stirring up shit on my own team. Thank you very much. I know what you said about Mooney. He heard it too, you animals. How dare you? I respect him. You should too. Anyway, number 10. I feel like number 10 should be a spot for the people who are coming up from D to prove themselves because there's a lot of people who are going to evaluate and establish themselves as proper C players. Sometimes it doesn't take long, and so I felt like I had to pick one. And there's guys I mentioned Kyle Vaughn—he's really good. Peck has got his quirks, personality, and sartorially, but he's a good player. I like what he does. James Reed is a very talented guy, but every time I was talking about how I thought McCurdy's team was the likeliest to rise above, James Reed was like, "But I've got Owen Gill. So I'm going to take James Reed's advice. He seems to think Owen Gill is the man that's going to carry him to success, and I'm going to make Owen Gill my number 10. Hadn't proved it in C yet, but I feel like somebody who's got to prove it deserves that spot, and I'm giving it to Owen Gill. All right?
I mean, we'll see if he could be like his dad and carry a lot of marginal players to championships.
I didn't call James Reed that, but I heard you say something like that, and so it's your show. I wouldn't dare object. It's not my place.
I'm not gonna listen. This is one of those times where I'm gonna be honest with you. Who the fuck is James
Reed? He's a great dude. He won D, and he's a regular on our Sunday nights, and he's fanatical about this sport. Like he's really thrown himself into it. He's really a talented guy. So,
Awesome.
I'll edit out the part where I said, yeah.
When I
edit out all the shit I said.
When I see him on the court, I'll tell him to raise his hand.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, cut out all.
The tables have turned because it's Owen's job to carry marginal players. Now it's Raphael's job to carry marginal James Gill. I'm just saying.
Wow. All right. Let's move along. So, number 9 spot. In honor of this show, Sully, I know you love to rank yourself 9th. I wouldn't dare undermine your traditions, so I put you at 9th.
It's my favorite number.
Yep. There you go.
No,
like how could I argue with you to not make you 9 in the C division? That's where that's a home you've chosen for yourself. I put you there.
And it's so funny at this point because I've made it a bit. No matter how good I get at the game, no matter what division I end up playing in, I will always be 9. So I mean, I stuck myself at that point, which is totally fine with me.
Well, I will admit that you do belong on this list, and I am doing a bit of a bit. And part of that bit is my number 8, who I believe is a very talented guy, but I had to put him over you. It is Jim Sullivan, and I like his game a lot. I feel like the goalies don't get as much respect, but the man can shoot too. He's a defensively focused guy when I've played against him. I love Jim, the Weatherman. You guys had him as a dark horse. Here's the thing, though. What I will say is this. Am I saying that the people who get upset at your rankings later should point out to you that you were only the second best C Division Cleveland Sully on the rankings on your own podcast? I'm not saying that they should do that, but I will say that now they can. Congratulations, Jim Sullivan, number 8.
Awesome. Even Jim's going to come up to me like, brother, that's not even accurate. Not even close to being accurate.
God, I can't wait to use that as fuel later. Be like, hey, remember when Hanson said that Jim was better than you?
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
I think you realize, Basali, that I'm doing a bit with you. You absolutely are one of the best players in this division. But I put you where I did for funsies.
The 9 is for the bit, boys.
There you go.
But
so
unrelated,
Sullivan, then Sully. That's good.
Unrelated note, Jim Sullivan has always been 100% on the weather. When
he knows what he's talking about.
When I've needed to know what it's doing, where the hell I'm at, he's been spot on.
All right.
The drizzle.
The drizzle.
Number 7. Number 7 from Seattle, Rebecca Morris. She had a really good nationals last year. Like I say, a lot of people in the Seattle community think that she was the star of their team last year. I will go ahead and tease that she is not the highest ranked Seattle player from last year on my list, but she is an exceptional one, and I think that she belongs on here when you obviously erase the top 4 of my guys. But putting that aside, talented young lady, and we'll see what her game's turned into here. She's come to a couple invites. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does here now because I feel like she's going to have to be the hero on her team this year, undisputably, for them to succeed. And so let's see how she does. I think she's got the talent to do it. Number 6, unless you guys want to talk about Rebecca. I don't know that you know her very well, Chili. Moving it on. All right. Number 6. Go ahead.
I've seen her. I've seen her play. She's very, very good player. High potential.
Number 6. Number 6. Kelsey Carter. I feel like all of us in Texas felt like Minnesota did when Brady found his way to us. It's like, well, shit. We didn't want you to be a free agent in the first place, but then you're going to go to Michigan of all places. So I have wanted to play with Kelsey more times than I've gotten to. We wanted her to sub in on our 2018 team. Because we lost guys late, and she always said, like, I don't want to be a competitive Whirlyball player. I don't want to be a competitive Whirlyball player. Well, here she is now, and she's very competitive. But, like, we would have loved to have had her in 2018, and after the fact, she was like, I would have played with you guys. I was like, well, son of a bitch, I wish you'd have said that, 6 months ago. So I wanted to play with her in 2018. Didn't happen. Wanted to play with her in 2023. Geography took that off the table, which is why first world problems came together in the first place. 2024 was a similar situation where, like, there was 6 players for 5 spots. And so they pulled Austin up, and she got to play with me, and that was awesome. Good team. The pieces didn't quite fit with all 5 of us on that team, but it wasn't anything where she played poorly. She's great. She wasn't there last year because, baby. But She was on the cut line because we're local. We usually have the local people play down when it's a cut line situation with travelers at our invites. And she played in the bottom division and freaking bossed it. And so she's great. Michigan's gonna have a really good time with her. Very talented woman, and just doesn't need to win the banner this year. She's young. She's got time. I'm just saying. Kelsey, take it easy. You guys have thoughts on Kelsey?
Great player.
All right. Is that what we're saying?
So the baby sounds like an excuse. I mean, you can play pregnant. We've seen people play pregnant.
I really think you shouldn't. It's on all the posters. To not play if you're pregnant. Pregnant with a heart condition. Get right out there. Oh, you got a fused spine, bad neck. Get out there. Have fun. Number 5, Sean McCurdy. McCurdy, I like this game a lot. Like I say, I think there's not a whole lot of air gap between him and Rebecca. I kind of liked him a little bit better in the games they played against us, which is going to be the story of my number 1 player as well. But McCurdy, good dude, man. Like I don't have anything specific to call about his game, but I thought he switched well. I thought he shot well. I thought he had good court awareness. I'm curious to see how he's going to do outside of the Seattle performance enhancing vehicles for Seattle players. But we'll see what he can do. And I believe in him. I believe in you, John. I believe in you as a dark horse, but not to beat me. So let's not do that. Number 4, Eric Distad. And it pains me to say nice things about Minnesota since they kind of took the banner from us last year. So while I'm praising Eric, like I said, I think he's like the best teammate Brady's had can boss the game a little bit when he needs to. Because like Minnesota, like those guys were very switchable. I know Luke kind of gets the lead billing. John Wiederlin has had games where he's been the guy that took care of it for him. Chris has had some where he's been the guy. And I think Eric is just like that. Like he's in that mix where like he can do it when you need it from him. And I like him a lot. It pains me to say so many nice things. So I'm going to quit calling him Eric and just refer to him as Luke's brother to kind of like minimize and disrespect him a little bit. So number 4, Luke's brother. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Number 3, Keegan Gore. Great outside shot. He's another one of those guys where it's like we need to get him out of the division. Like I think I told you this last year, Sully. Like if it doesn't happen, we need to freaking all Voltron together and just graduate already and get there. Get our banner. We'll cut it into 5 pieces. We'll all take it home to our states, and we'll move on and start playing some B together, maybe if we wanted to. But
if we wanted
Keegan's great. We don't need to sing Keegan's praises. He'll be fine. He knows what he's doing, and I got him number 3. Number 2 is Brady, and this is because I got to play with him last year, and I saw all the little things he does that you don't even appreciate when he's having to be the lead dog on his own team. Phenomenal teammate. You need him to shoot. He can shoot. He's got exceptional defensive presence for a guy. Like if Brady was my height, Brady would be knocking on the door of A already. He's really, really all over.
You could be small and get blocks.
I'm not saying that like he's like diminutive, but I'm saying like the only reason I have presence in this game, given that I can't shoot for shit, is because I have Inspector Gadget arms, okay? And I'm tall. If it weren't for that, like I would just be, I'd be just a happy sunshine fun time guy. They'd be putting me wherever. Like, yeah, just come up. We'll find a spot for you. But like, anyway, I really, really love playing with Brady. I'm disappointed for him that a complete Minnesota team came together and rose through the ranks that he wasn't a part of. Because it sucks to be a guy who loves the game as much as he does and see other people have the success that you've been working your ass off to get. But
I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We obviously we could not relate, you and I, but like Brady.
Idea.
I wish he could have won a banner with us last year. I hope he doesn't win one this year, but I think this is his best shot. Obviously outside of us carrying him along with us. And then here's one that's probably going to be controversial. And I think this might be similar to like, if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan and all you watch is OKC games, you think PJ Washington is like an MVP candidate, right? But my number 1 guy in the division is Jason Tilley. And some of you guys may not even know who that is. Jason Tilley absolutely fucking murders us. He's only played a couple of years. I think his legs are made of paper mache, if I understand right. He keeps tearing shit in his knees, and he's missed nationals because of it. This guy is a phenomenal shot. He's great on the inside. He doesn't have Luke's height, but he can still get his shot off. He knows his place on the floor and how to get to it. He's highly disruptive. He and Keegan had this inside-outside thing going last year. They're the only team I think that swept us in seeding, and they were very mid-tier, but they just had our number. Like I say, maybe Tilly just plays his absolute best Whirlyball against me, but he was a monster, and I tip my hat to him. So go ahead and rip that choice if you want. I admit it is very subjective. There you go. Jason Tilly, number one. Maybe we can stir some shit up in Michigan, too.
It's a good choice. Jason's solid. Jason's a good player. I ain't going to argue that.
I appreciate the time you took to
you
curate this list because, like you said, we do post nationals top tens, and it's a prove it type of thing because like people could ascend through, but you show the potential of what we should expect for that division. I think the breakdown and analysis was phenomenal. I think that any C player that's participating this year, even the B and A guys, obviously they're all going to listen.
Yeah.
However, our guest on the B and A breakdown have a lot to live up to because that was very thought out. Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. And
I've set a standard. I'm just glad somebody here tonight had the courage to make predictions.
Set the standard. Yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't you guys, but I'm glad someone did. Too nice. How's that for too nice, you dicks? Anyway.
Could have sworn Chili had to beat that out of you that you think that Michigan team's going to beat mine, which is freaking hilarious.
You saw how razor thin the margin is. Come on now. Chili, don't tear us apart. Sully and I
doesn't matter.
We're united in outrage.
Mile.
By an interim mile, baby. That's
Can
right.
Can we please focus on the true enemy, Noah Aaron? And bring us all back together. Anyway, what else we want to do tonight, man? You want to talk about our side bet? Are you willing to accept my terms? Shall we lay that out?
You know what? Yeah, let's take a quick minute to lay that out, and then we'll wrap it up and get on out of here. I think the 2-hour mark is great.
Yeah,
we need to cast.
We need to get there. All right, so last year I had a side bet with Doherty, where Doherty, if I won the banner, Doherty had to wear a Johnny Buckets t-shirt. I said he'd be the only guy I'd ever be happy to see wearing one of those stupid shirts. He had to wear a Johnny Buckets t-shirt on his streams for an entire year, which there have been none of. But, obviously Matt's going through what he's going through. I won't make any jokes about that. They have a very good reason to not be doing streams. So he wouldn't have had to pay off his bet anyway. But if he won, I would have had to do a testimonial singing the praises of the Dan Doherty Scoop Company, which, all jokes aside, he's fixing my signature silver scoop right now. So thank you very much, Dan. Give it your best effort. Make sure Sarah spot checks your work. So we had that side bet last year, and then womp womp, Minnesota won. Neither of us won. So nobody had to pay off. And so in that spirit, I have a side bet for you, as I feel like you and I, like we've said, are two of the three leading candidates for champions of this year. And since you are hosting the invitationals in Cleveland in September, my proposal is this. One of us, hopefully, will finally ascend to the B division. And the other, sadly, because only one banner gets distributed, will have to spend at least one more year in the kiddie pool. So my proposal is, if one of us wins the banner, whoever doesn't at the Cleveland Invitational, for the first day, has to wear floaties on their arms, start to finish. Now, if it's impossible to move your hands in those stupid things, you don't have to wear them during the games. But while you're walking around, glad handing the people, meeting your adoring fans, enjoying a beverage, you're gonna have to drink that shit like this because you're gonna have floaties on your arms. Or it could happen. It's possible. I'm not dismissing the possibility. So, pool floaties for one full day, the opening day of invites, because I don't want to screw up anybody's tournament and ruin it for teammates either. What say you, sir? Do you have the courage to risk wearing pool floaties if it's not your banner year, but it does happen to be mine?
Hey, listen, first of all, we need to find floaties big enough for,
for them guns.
I'm packing heat over here, okay?
You can wear them like bracelets. It's the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts. Yes, of course. I mean, I'm down for any side bet that we are willing to propose to one another, and I will be happy to do it.
Cool.
Like I said, I think it's going to be a great year for, all the teams involved, favorites or not. And I think it's a good sidebar to have with somebody, especially as competitive as, you guys are. And Michigan, same thing. Seattle, coming up, Minnesota, like all those guys and girls are just we're going to have a blast, and it's going to be competitive as all shit. So, I think we have the most interesting division. And when we get to the B breakdown, we'll talk about how there's the most boring division.
Yeah, that'll take you 15 minutes. What the hell are you even going to do for the rest of your time?
Yeah. But so this podcast will be about 2 hours. That B one is probably going to be about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be like a Bluey mini-sode. It should be done.
Yeah, the mini-sode, yeah. You got kids, you get it.
You're damn right.
You get it.
Should we get Keegan in on this? Can we make this a 3-way bet so we got 2 sad sons of bitches walking around in pool floaties in Cleveland? Can we call him out? Keegan! Where's my fucking camera? Keegan! We're calling you out. Get in on this. Pool floaties for whoever doesn't win.
I am very sure Keegan will be down.
I bet he will. All right, cool. So now there's stakes for the 3. We've called ourselves 3 favorites. There's stakes for all of us. And God help us. What if none of us wins? Do we all wear the fucking floaties, or we just beat up whoever did and take their banner?
I think you all wear floaties.
Okay, we all wear floaties. All right,
it's all of us.
That's it. That's stakes. Whoever doesn't win a banner wears floaties.
I think you all either wear floaties, or I will bring a kiddie pool to the invite, and all 3 of you got to take a pic in the kiddie pool.
I think we should do both. Like, we'll all wear the floaties, and then we'll all pose for a picture in the kiddie pool. Me, Keegan, and Sully. Now, that shit ain't going to happen. It's going to be 2 of the 3, not all 3. I want it to be me, but if it's not, at least there'll be somebody in there with me, I guess. But that's a good bit. Keegan, you better say yes. Don't be a coward.
The kiddie pool is only if none of you win.
Okay, so, if all 3 of us? Okay.
But if it's one of you guys in there against a Seattle team, the other 2 better be cheering for the other guy.
Pounding the glass.
right.
Get your ass in the kiddie pool with me and the other one.
Well, like we said, according to Noah, it will be a Seattle team. So I mean, I guess we'll fucking see. I guess we'll see. Closing thoughts. Chill. Closing thoughts for us, man.
It's going to be a real fun division. 13 teams. I think. I know, like, these are C division numbers from what I remember playing in, 10 years ago. Man, it's a long tournament. So, getting
Chili.
Hey, what up?
Hey, Chili, remember that 1 C banner we should have won, but we got forced to B? Remember that?
Yeah, because somebody, R.I.P. But his girlfriend, or who he thought was his girlfriend, had to win that year. We weren't allowed. Yeah. We weren't allowed to play C. So
was Hansen around during that time?
I started in 2018, and this had to have been before my time because I don't recognize the story.
That was 2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
So literally, I should have had this banner 12 years ago, Hansen. We shouldn't even be having this conversation.
I should have been in the Nationals mix in 2004, but Juan Flores and Mario were intimidated by what Randy Booth and I brought to a beginner league, and they did not tell us that this was even a thing that was going on. It took me 12 more fucking years to find out that this was a thing that happened. They held me down. Texas holds me down. So I'm glad to be here. Get my voice out in the world.
And then when we won C 10 years ago, what you knocked Kelsey for, you didn't show up to Nationals that year because you were being an adult and having a child. So you can blame was that your firstborn that cost you?
That was Miss Aaliyah. Yeah, that cost me.
Was that 2016?
Yeah.
Yep, that's when Aaliyah was born.
We missed 20. My kid was born the week of Nationals in 2016, or that would have been our first year playing D when we hosted here in Texas. So our kids must be like almost the exact same age. Maybe they can play together in a couple of years because I'm trying to get my daughter. She got a little pink scoop. She wants to play so bad. I said, the next time we host, you're going to be on a team. Doesn't matter if you're 12 years old.
Man, the last times, the kids were at the center, man, they were on the other court with Anthony, putting ball in bucket.
Yep.
That's what we got to do. If this doesn't work out this year, you and I are going to coach the girls. We're going to get waivers for D. It's going to be you, me, and a bunch of like tween-age girls. We're going to get the D banner first. Clint, I wanted that a pre-approved waiver for me and for the children, not for us. For the children.
I'll vote it. Anyway. Good with me.
How many kids you got?
I got 2, but only one is 6. She's got years to go. But the oldest she's kind of on the tall side, and she's about to turn 10. So
mine is kind of on the tall side and about to turn 10. So.
There you go.
Aaliyah is huge. So if we want to get our girls in the game, guess
make
what?
It happen.
Guess what? Make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Make it happen. Right. Buckets. Closing thoughts.
Man, I talked a lot, so I'll just keep it real quick. I had a great time. I told you when you asked me to do this, I was like, you need to get some voices out here that people haven't heard. But then Noah forced our hand. There was no alternative. We had to clap back, as the kids
Yeah.
say. But I had a really, really good time. I love what you guys do. I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm looking forward to the other ones you do. And thanks again for having me as a guest. I hope I lived up to the billing, and I hope I made it a fun time.
It was an honor and a pleasure to speak with you. And like I said, keep doing your thing on Sundays. We definitely appreciate your time. This has been the C Division Breakdown. Join us next time when we do B Division with a special guest, and of course, A Division with a special guest, because apparently the people love the podcast. So we got to stay in these streets. I thought it was going to be a couple weeks before I put out a new one with my new setup. Seattle came out with theirs. That means we got to clap back and get back on these streets.
Then you got to do unlimited and odds. So you got 3 more to go, my man.
Fucking unlimited. Nah, Chili and I got a Hall of Fame discussion that we need to spend at least 45 minutes on. Like,
I loved it when you dropped that one right when everybody was getting ready to travel. That was awesome. I know a lot of people listen to that in the car or on the plane. I hope you'll do it again if you can make it work, if the timing's okay. Sorry. I know you're trying to hit the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to shut up now.
Hey, we got it right in at 18 seconds before the 2-hour mark. So for John Buckets Hansen, this is Chili, Ola, representing A and C respectively. This has been your boy, the 9th best goalie in Whirlyball, Sully Ali Shaheed. We will see you on the B Breakdown next time. This has been What in the World East Edition. We are out. Peace.